My guest is Amy Cohen, and Amy is a flower remedies practitioner focusing on emotional healing, also an accredited teacher for Australian bush flower essences, teaching at colleges throughout the U.S. and Canada. Now, Amy, first of all, everybody's going to want to know, what are we talking about when we talk about flower remedies?
I know, nobody has ever heard about them out here. In fact, I had no clue, and I had been into alternative medicine for 8 years before that. So what they are remedies that are made from flowers that we take orally, different than aromatherapy and essential oils, and they work on our emotional issues. So if we are dealing with fears or stress or traumas, these remedies, we make a custom blend based on what's going on with you, and these remedies will move you back into balance. And I find the more chaos I see in a household, the quicker and intense they work. They're very beautiful.
They say, hey, I'm having this kind of trouble, and then you sort of diagnose what remedy is best for them?
Yeah, I don't like to use the word diagnose, but somebody will call me up and tell me that they have focusing issues or confidence issues, or they feel stuck in their life, or they'll just tell me that they just are always feeling worried, or always whatever it is. They tell me what's going on in their life, and based on what they tell me, I'll put a remedy together for them. I send it out. I do many phone consultations, so I'll send it out, and you take it twice a day. In your mouth, you just leave it on your bedside. You take it 2 times daily. And I swear, I believe that when you sleep, all the magic happens. And because you're going to notice within a few days, usually, for some people it takes longer, but you start to notice changes. You start to notice the calming. In fact, there are many times when I have to, I always follow up with my clients, and I have to ask them questions because they almost forgot the feelings that they had before. It's such a profound healing, and it just moves you so beautifully.
Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, since we are interrelated beings, the emotions that we have trigger many of the physical conditions, and that's essentially what you're telling me. Is that correct?
Yes. The belief in holistic medicine is that if you carry a negative emotion with you for 2 years, it turns into a physical dis-ease. So that's why it's always important to figure out what's going on with you emotionally, because you can work on something physically, but it keeps coming back. You'll have certain triggers that when you go out of balance, if you have a fight with somebody, all of these small things move you out of balance, and you'll find that the same issues come up. So you want to work with those emotional issues to work on your physical, to keep you healthy. Emotionally, so you don't have to deal with the physical issues.
And Amy, I would imagine that you get a lot of people coming to you who have gone the more traditional route with synthetic types of drugs and that kind of thing. Is that correct?
Yes, and a lot of people have come to me as a last resort. They didn't know where to go anymore. And there are many people that don't want to be on medication for depression, for sadness, they want to do it naturally. And the beauty is, even if you are on medication, you can use the flower remedies. There's never any kind of interference with the medication, and you will still start to heal. Sometimes it'll work a little slower because you're kind of suppressing the original issue, but what I like to do is get into why you are feeling that way. And once we figure out why you are feeling that way, listen, we have family patterning from our parents. And we follow that as well. So once I find out what the issue is, we can try and attack it and watch you just move into feeling good and achieving what you want to achieve. And so many of us, especially in our 40s and 50s, are bored to death with our lives, or feel we are stuck in a career because we have obligations, we have mortgages, we have kids. And the truth is, if you're not feeling great what you're doing, then that's not what you're supposed to be doing anymore. Maybe 10 years ago, but not anymore. So using the essences, it'll move you into a way of figuring out how to get to where you want to get to and know that you can get there. I could give you a story. I had a client that works for a well-known TV station. Mm-hmm. She's a single mom. She makes a lot of money. and she feels trapped. You know, she can't leave. There's a lot of stress in the job. And so she called me up, and I made her a remedy. And within 2 months, she said to me, I'm going to say something to you I've never said in my life. She goes, I am making a 5-year plan. And in 5 years, I'm going to be doing this, and this. And she has been following her path ever since and is thrilled to death, putting her money away, taking the classes she needs to take so that she can follow and do what she's meant to do. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's about. You know, I've worked with children with autism. I've worked with kids with trauma and fears. Women with confidence issues, children with peer pressure and confidence issues. Any negative emotion you are feeling, the flower essences work to reverse. And I work with essences from all over the world. So there's Bach that you'll find in the stores here, but there are also many other beautiful essences to work with.
So tell us about your website and how people can contact you.
So my website, which is currently being revamped, you'll see a new website probably in about 3 weeks, but my website is strongestminds.com. And you can call me at 800-474-1667, and I can answer any questions. You can also email me at Amy Cohen, Cohen, at strongestminds.com. And I will answer any questions. You know, when I found these through a trauma, and I had no idea what they were. My father was very sick. I was going back and forth to the hospital, flying back and forth. At the same time, my house was sold, and 5 weeks later, I still didn't have another home. I was still flying back and forth, and my life here was falling apart. Mm-hmm. And I called up my doctor, who was also a homeopath, and told her, I think I'm having a nervous breakdown. And she said, I am going to make you a flower essence, and you just take it right away. And I thought she was nuts. You know, a flower essence. Are you kidding me? You know? Anyway, I took it, and next thing I know, I'm able to deal with these 5 different doctors giving me their opinion on my father, dealing with life at home, making, with clarity, decisions that needed to be made. And so then I said, my God, is this the flower, the flower remedies? And I did some more research, and next thing you know, this is my calling. My calling is to get it out there to as many people as I can in the United States and internationally, because this is the healing that we've been given. It's given to us on earth by God. It was here before we were, and here it is. This is what you need to heal. And I am taking complete advantage of that and trying to get it out to everyone in the world, because the healing for me was so profound that it totally changed my life. And I have many clients that it's changed theirs. You know, I mean, I can tell you stories where I've worked with a child that was getting institutionalized, that was in a special school, whose mom couldn't go to work because she had to pick him up from school. By the time he was 8 years old, he tried to commit suicide twice. And the flower remedies changed his life.
That is an amazing story.
It's amazing. And you'll find that if you look at my testimonials on my website, you'll see many, many stories. I think this is what everybody wants. You know, this is what we are all looking for, and here it is. Even for motivation, for fears, for fear of success. Many different things. And spiritually as well. You don't feel connected to God anymore, or whatever it is that you have an issue with, reaching your higher self, whatever it is, there are essences from all over the world, and I travel all over the world to find them.
So tell us now, how are the essence taken? They're not in capsule form. Tell us a little bit about the details.
Okay, well, I get the essences. I get in stock from all over. From Scotland, from Australia, from England. And what I do is I will make a 1-ounce bottle with a dropper, and people will take however many I tell them, 4 drops, 7 drops, depending on the situation. You take it a couple of times a day in your mouth. It has no flavor. And we use either vegetable glycerin or alcohol as a preservative. You take it twice a day. That's it. You just leave it on your bedside.